Hey there, this is Akshit Madan and welcome back to day 24 of 30 Days 30 Concepts of Flutter series. In the last part, we had connected our Firebase app with our Flutter project, and so in this project, we will be seeing the Firebase authentication using email and password. So I hope that you have connected your Firebase app with your Flutter project, so that should not be an issue. And in your Firebase thing, in your project, you will be seeing that two apps because I have connected both my Android and the iOS app. Now you have to go to your authentication and you have to enable the email and password authentication. As you can see that here is my Flutter project. In the last few parts we were seeing the UI, but now in the last part we are seeing Firebase, right? So I'll be creating a form in which the user has to enter his username, email, password, then submit button, or you can enter any amount of fields, and then these fields will be like authenticated. Email and password will be authenticated, right? So first of all, in the authentication tab, you have to click on get started. Now after clicking on get started, you have to click on email and password, and you can see that there are so many authentication providers: Google authentication, Facebook, GitHub, Microsoft, so many. But for now we will be seeing a very simple authentication system, that is email and password. So let's click on it, and you have to click on enable and click on save. So now your email and password authentication is enabled. Now let's go to users. Now as you will go on users, you can see that no users for this project yet because we have not provided any users for authentication, right? So now let's start building the UI part. So in the lib, in the widgets, I'm going to create a new file called day24, and you can file the full project structure on my GitHub repository. The link is in the description. If you face any doubt, you can reach out to me on Instagram, on my Telegram channel, and you can also raise a GitHub issue or anything else, right? So let's create day24.dart, and now I'm going to create a import material.dart, and let's create a stateful widget, and let's call it day24 authentication. Perfect. And let's create a scaffold, and let me just increase the font size. Perfect. And let me just remove this. This is also not required. Yes. So return a scaffold with an app bar, and let's call the let's give the app bar a title with the text. Let's call it email/password auth. Perfect. Let's just save it. Let me go to my main.dart and return day24 authentication. Perfect. Let me just save it, and you can see the email and password authentication over here. Okay, so we are over here, and now let's start building the body. So in the body, let's go after app bar. In the app bar, let's build the body. In the body, I'm going to build a container. In the container, I will define child with a column, and the column will be having main axis alignment dot center. If you have any doubt in this UI, you can refer to the previous 23 parts of this playlist. Perfect. So I've built this 30 days 30 concepts for ultimate beginners. If you are a beginner, you have to follow this playlist. You will at least reach to the intermediate stage, right? So this main axis alignment dot center. Now let's give this container some margin also. Edge insets dot all. Let's give it 20. And to this column, I'm going to give some children. In the children, I'm going to give text form field, and in the text form field, I will be giving let's keep it text form field now, and let me just save it. So you can see the text form field is over here. Now one more thing, I need to validate the form. So whatever form I'm building, I need to validate also, right? Let's say user did not write the password. Let's say user did not write the email. Then what should happen? It should not go for authentication, right? So what we need to do is, over here in the class, I'm going to build final form key is equal to global key, and it will be of type form state. Perfect. So I'm building a key, right? And this is a form key. So what I'm going to do is wrap this container with a widget, and that widget is called form. And now every form needs a key. So let's give it a key, and a key that we have just built, form key. Perfect. Now in the text form field, what I'm going to do is, this text form field is also going to take a key and a value key. So this value key, so this is the email text field, so let's call it email. Perfect. And now what I can do is I can give it some decoration, input decoration, and let's give it a hint text, and let's let the hint text be enter email. And if I just save it, you can see enter email is over here. Perfect. I will be building validators also, and let's say the user is writing something in the email field which is not containing @ sign. That means it is not a validated email, right? So that is called a validator. So I will be adding that at the last. Now let's just build another text form field. Let's call it password, and let's call it enter password. So if I just save it, you can see email and password are over here, but you can see that whenever I enter password, it is showing me the password. I do not want that. I want that instead of showing the password, it should show stars. So for that thing, what I can do is I can write obscure text to be true. So now after doing obscure text to be true, if I just save it, and if I just write any password, you can see that this password is showing stars, right? So perfect. So this is also done. Now what I need to do is I will be building one more text form field for username. So I'm taking the username also. So enter username. You can take full name, address, phone, anything you can take. So let's call it username key. If I just save it, you can see 3 text form fields are there. Now after this text form field, I want to put an elevated button. Now elevated button will be used for sending the content to the authentication part, and let's give the child as a simple text called submit, or you can say sign up, right? Let's just save it. You can see the button is over here. Now let's wrap this button with a container, and this container will be having a width of double dot infinity, and it will be having a height of, let's say, 50, and yeah, so let's give a sized box in between of height, let's say 10, and let's just save it. Perfect. Now let's say the user is already signed up, he just want to log in. So what I need to do is I will be building, let me just copy this sized box, and over here I'll paste it, and let's put a comma. Yeah. Now after this size box, I'm going to place a text button. So this text button is going to say, whenever I'll be writing the text, you will be automatically be understanding what I'm doing. Inside the child, I'm going to give a text. It will be telling already signed up. Already signed up. Okay. Yeah, already signed up. Just log in. So log in. So let me just save it. You can see already signed up, login. Okay, but now let's say when I click on it, I do not want this username. So what I will do is I'll keep a check. So I'll be building boolean. Login is login, and initially it will be false, right? So initially what I want to do is, so this text form field username should only be there when my login is false, right? So if not is login, that means the page is currently in the state of sign up page, right? If my login is false, then I want to show this username. Otherwise, I'll be showing a simple container. Understanding, right? So if my login is false, then I want to show this username, right? Because this username will be shown only in the sign up page, not in the login page. And similarly, this text, so is login. So if my page is in the login state, then I want to show another text that will be saying don't have an account. Don't have an account, sign up. Otherwise, it will be saying login. So you can see, if my login page is true, then don't have an account. Otherwise, already signed up. So if I just save it, already have an account. Yeah, so that is true. And yeah, so now what I need to do is, yeah, so if I am pressing on this, I'm going to change the state. So set state, and whatever my login will be, it will be changed to opposite of that. So is login. Yes, so if I just save it, if I just refresh it, and now if I just click on already signed up, you can see don't have an account, then sign up. If I'm clicking on sign up, then this username will be there, and I also need to change this sign up. So what I will do is login is true, that means my login page is true. Then I want to show the sign up thing, login thing. So let's build a text that will be saying login. Perfect. So you can see now how the state is getting changed. Perfect. That's beautiful. So we have built a UI. Now what I want to do is I will be building the functions. So for building this function, there is a website called Flutterfire. So let's go to Flutterfire, and you can see that here it is the complete documentation of Flutter with Firebase, right? So let's click on get started, and we are doing authentication. Let's go to authentication, then usage, and you have to go to email and password authentication. So there you will get the function. You can write it by your own or you can copy it, doesn't matter, but you need to understand what you are copying, right? That's the main funda. So sign in method, this is anonymous sign in. We are doing email and password. So you can see that this is for registration, right? So what is happening? Just try to decode. Try. So whenever the user will be create user with email and password, we will be providing it with email and password. A user will be created and credentials will be generated. So this function is going to give me the user credentials. And if there is something error like the user has entered a weak password or anything else, then this error will be caught, right? So let me just copy the same thing. I'm not going to write this function. You can also copy it, you can write it by your own. It's totally up to your choice, but you need to understand what you are doing. So let's just write these functions in a separate file. So let me just create one more folder in lib, and let's call it functions. And in the functions, I'm going to create a file called authfunctions.dart. And inside it, I'm going to paste it. Now let's just, okay, so we have not entered Firebase authentication. So go to pubspec.yaml, and inside over here, you can write Firebase auth plugin, save it. So my pub is running. Let's just wait. Okay, now let's go to auth functions, then try to import it. Okay, import library Firebase auth. Perfect. And what is this? Try and catch. Let's try to see. Okay, we did not write any function, so let's just write it. Let's call this function as sign up function, which is going to take the string of email, then string of password, and it will be async. And inside this, I'm going to place this try and catch. Paste it. Perfect. There is no error. And let's go to day24.dart. And whenever what I'm doing is, yeah, so in the login button over here in the on press login or sign up, if my is login is true, then I want to sign in the user. But if my login is false, then I want to sign up the user. So for now, let me just write sign up only. Sign up and email and password. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to define two strings. String email, initially it will be empty, and one more string password, and initially this one will also be empty. There is one more field we are having, username. So let's just define that also. Username. Now what I need to do is I will be adding validators in my text form field. So this is my email thing, or this is my username text form field. So in this text form field, there is a parameter called validator. So if I just try to write it, validator, this you will get if you are using text form field. If I just make it text field, then you can see this is not there, right? So you need to use text form field. Perfect. So in the validator, what I'm going to do is this validator is going to get a value. So this value is nothing but value that I'm going to write in these text form fields. I'm talking about username. So this is the username. If my value, right? If my value dot toString dot length is less than 6, that means the username, or let's say less than 3. If my username length is less than 3, then it should give me an error. So it should say return username is so small, and else if my username length is greater than 3, return null. So I don't want to return anything. And there is one more parameter that we want to see is on saved. So whenever I will be clicking on this function, my form will be saved. So there is a parameter called on saved. Whatever value I'm going to get it, what I'm going to do is set state. The username string that we have defined will be taking my value. Okay, so what is the error? Okay, so we need to put a null check. Perfect. So on save, whenever my form will be saved, my username, which I have defined over here, will be changing its state to the value that I have entered in this field. Now let me just copy this complete validator and on saved thing, and let's just paste it in this email thing also. The changes will be this email will be value.toString dot contains @ not. So I will be putting one more brackets, then not. So this means that if my email is not containing the @, then I'm going to tell invalid email, else return null, and my email will be setting to my value. Perfect. Right. Now let's just copy that same thing to my password also, and it will be dot length. Yes, if my password length is less than 3, or let's say less than 6, then my password is so small. Otherwise, change this password to my value on saving. Now when I'm clicking on this function, right, so not the function button, this elevated button, then form, if I'm going to write a condition, if my form key dot current state dot validate. So first of all, validate my form. If my form is validated, then and then only we need to save this form. So if form key dot current state dot validate, is there a null check problem? Yes, there is a null check problem. Okay. If my form key dot current state dot validate, if my form is validated, then I'm going to write form key dot current state dot save. Simple. And let's put a null check. Let's put the colon. And if my form is saved, then I want to sign up. Then I'm going to call the sign up function. Right? Perfect. This is it. Right? So what I need to do is, let me just save it. Let me open the debug console, and now let's see if we get any errors. Right? So let me just write, and let me do nothing, and let me just right click on sign up button. So you can see username is so small, invalid email, password is so small, right? So let me just put the username as Akshit Madan, and in the email, let me put my email, and in the password, let me just put 123. So when I click on sign up, you can see password is so small, otherwise these two are perfect. So let me just write 456. So now that yes, so let me put 7 also, so that it is greater than 6. And now if I just click on sign up, in the sign up function will be called over here. So you can see that after getting signed up, I'm not doing anything. I'm not able to see that if I'm signed up or not. So what I'm going to do is, if I'm signed up successfully after this thing, yes, one more thing, in this email I will be putting the email that my function is giving to me, parameters, right? So let me just write password, and after getting signed up, I'm going to print this success. Perfect. So let me just see, if I just click on sign up. Okay, so there is an error, missing plugin, no implementation found for auth register. Okay, so what we need to do is, we have just added the plugin, so I need to just restart the app. So let me just do it. So app is restarted. Now let me just put username, and let me put my email, Let me put the password. Let's click on sign up, and you can see success. Perfect. Let's go to my authentication. Let me just refresh this thing, and you can see the user is added. Perfect. So like this you can sign up the user. Now let's see how I can sign in the user, because now I am already signed up, right? So what I want to do is, let me just go to this website, and this is the sign up function. This is doing nothing but sign in with email and password. Here it was create user with email and password. So we can just copy this function, come over here, auth function, write another function. Let's call it sign in. This function will also be taking string of email, then password, and it will be async, and paste that. And after that I'm going to print success. So let's just do it over here, and email will be my email, and password will be my password. Perfect. Now let's go to day24.dart, and if my is login, where is it? Yeah, so if my is login, I'm going to see if my is login. Yeah, so I'm going to call this sign in function, and let's just, yeah, perfect. I think everything is perfect. Email, password, yeah. So let's just sign in, refresh the app, and if I just go on already signed up login, let me just write email, let me write my password, login, wrong password provided for that user. Okay, yeah, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So let's click on login. Success. Perfect. So now I'm also logged in. So you can see that how error handling is also there. So everything is there in this function. If my password is too weak, if my already account is already existing, if my password is if the user is not found, let's say I just write akmadan17, then try to log in, then you will be able to see no user found for that email, because this user is not signed up. Otherwise, wrong password, everything is perfectly handled, right? So I hope you like this video. In the next part we will be seeing Firebase storage and how you can store user information on your Firebase store, Cloudflare store, right? So I hope you like this video. Till the next content, keep coding, keep innovating, and thanks a lot.